You know, life is hard. Because you gotta like
When I was
understand
joining
them.
it, I suddenly remember I lost my arm in a factory accident.
Soul Leveling Season 2 Episode 10 finally showed the S-Rank Hunters scrapping with the main event of Jin-Woo vs GOTO Yuji and the start of the Jeju Island raid. That's already going badly. This was probably a medium priority episode, although some inconsistencies was definitely present. The anime did a better job showing a lot of the different POVs of the S-Rank Hunters preparing for the raid, while Jin-Woo is just stalking them with his shadows. On other news, we got people crying about last episode having 2x the dislikes. I'll be honest with you, I've never cared about Crunchyroll or IMDb ratings. I only care about my anime list. Even then, you shouldn't take that seriously. And Vincent randomly appearing in ReZero. Don't worry guys, we have Takeuchi. And Ryu Araki. Maybe. And Verkreek. Maybe. And Zheng Shihyung. Maybe. And Somiya. Okay. I'll stop. This episode covered chapter 92 to 96. Most of them are just one-off dialogue cuts, so I'll just highlight the more important ones. Ryuji was very petrified with Jinwoo's aura when he was about to punch him. For some reason, Byung-gu was not in the list yet for the raid, since in the manhwa when Ryuji was talking with Sugimoto, Drawback Sword Submaster, he said 16 S-rank hunters, but in the anime he said 15 S-ranks because Byung-gu is not there yet. To surprise Beck, I guess. It's a cool change. They take a bit more time to kind of see more of his intentions of watching children.
Hey, I'm tripping, I'm sliding, I'm riding through the back like
To like protect them from the ants and stuff. As I've said, there was some anime original stuff to fully see others' perspective on the raid or Jin-Woo. Same goes for Juhi, we kind of build it a bit more that she's joining the defense line, while in the manhwa she was just, oh, she's there. Anyways, Choi, woo! Also, pre-evolved Ant King is original content, woo! Although the color design looks a bit iffy, but yeah! On the other side, Jinwoo's content was different. He was just ego surfing while taking a walk. Then Jin-Ho showed their new office for their guild, and all of a sudden Jinwoo just vanished to confront the serial killer that was near where his family lived. That's why in episode 7, Jinwoo had his shadows search the nearby areas. I think they changed it to a heartwarming dinner with the fam. The manhwa readers was like, no, where's my baby blackfacing? I want to see Jin-Woo blackfacing! They cut Choi's cool ass entrance with him falling down with his flames, then just eradicating everything. Unfortunate. To give more evaluation, the defense lines consist of basically 3 lines. One is in the mainland with all the lower rank hunters. Then the ships consist of mostly A ranks with B ranks. And of course the S ranks is in the island. Also the flame net thing that Choi set up is so ants that's below B rank can't go through the barrier. Don't worry, if they go through the net, we have the Shadow Garden. So everything is fine. Oh shit. The episode was directed and storyboarded by Hirotaka Tokuda. Tokuda is a regular for Soul Leveling. He has previously done episode 9 and storyboarded the first half of episode 1 of season 1. He also is the monster designer and is one of the main chief animation directors for Soul Leveling. A very capable action animator. He has done a lot of action in his time. That's why there's no action AD this episode. He can do it himself. The non-action stuff, there's really not much to talk about. Some cool overhead shots, nothing too special. I love how they revealed the girl getting beheaded. Not the beheading part, because in the manhwa, the guy just turned around and girl lost his head. It's different, and the very stylistic drawing of the Ant King aura looks crazy. The comp and color design were really good, especially some scenes. Looks different than usual. We saw day, night, evening, every single one. It looks really good. Go Gun-hee looking out the window, the blur on the background to focus more on him, and the blue on him looks good. The turquoise tint on everything looks really nice. I didn't know the sky can turn like blue turquoisey. It's probably early in the morning from Google searching, and the sun here with the island reflecting very visible. It creates this like warm atmosphere on everything getting ready. The art direction is great as always, although I do see some of the background looking unfinished, or that's just how they wanted to paint it. I don't know. The cave parts doesn't look like the more detailed cave from previous episodes. The lines that's conveying depth for the cracks doesn't create that depth, but anyways. I'm nitpicking. For the action stuff, I really love how Tokuda flows his action. You can feel it's an actual 4v4 with fights disrupting or interfering each other. The overall usage of the 3D background, Tokuda used it very effectively with more longer shots that's rotating a lot, so you don't need to cut everything. Like example, this sequence, this guy is charging, then we zoom into the eye to rotate the perspective. Or this one where we interfere a fight, rather than cutting, the camera slowly moving upwards, revealing Dongwook's large ass feet. Then we kind of switch the tempo for GOTO versus Jin-Woo. The scale or the camera use is far more upwards just to convey how strong these two are compared to the other S-rank hunters by just their fast attacks. Like this shot, you can feel the speed of GOTO's attack, although GOTO's fabric animation is repeated a lot, but most people are just gonna focus on the effects, which are not repeated. The drawing quality this episode is great, but something feels different. The more evident thing is Jin-Woo's drawing. Tokuda is the chief AD this episode. He's on par with Tomoko Sudo's corrections. I love his corrections with the Guinness Book of World Records of the longest neck on deck. Again, the overall drawing feels different. Maybe it's because it's more simpler, less amount of lines or less thicker lines. Sometimes you see Jin-Woo looking a bit younger, because one of the most important things about making a person looking younger or older is the jawline or facial structure. We have a more flat rounded jawline for lolly characters, or for teenagers it's more defined. You get the idea. Or just don't do any of that. It could be maybe because Tokuda is not just the chief AD this episode, he's also the episode director, or it could be just the schedule is iffy. The amount of ADs this episode is concerning. You have 14 ADs and a studio. Of course, it's the second half of the season, so the schedule is more tighter than your mom's with JJ. Talking more about the animation, you can feel the difference, the power slash style for different S rank, the more nimble and brute force ones. Big transformation is so clean. Yuka Kuroda animated the smooth transition with the nice pink lightning, and the way she did his transformation using very heavy shading that's changing to different spots every frame. It's not impact frames, by the way. And the hair slowly changing color with the added wind effects after Beck transform. Even in this shot, the effects is flickering a lot, but it adds a lot of force for Beck's attack, with also the timing is almost in slow-mo, with the blow, and the release is so good with, again, a lot of effects. And this shortcut of his hand, you can see how snappy the movement is, and when you slow it down, the fur actually acts more as smears to insinuate the rapid speed of the fur covering his hand. And when everything is stationary, the fur is actually acting like fur. I'll be honest, some of the rush attacks are but some are really good. Probably my favorite cut this episode, Hirokatsu Maruyama's sequence with Cha-Hain. The frantic motion that she's doing, but also feels very nimble and calculated. Okay, I was gonna sniff the fuck out of my mic, but that's too much. I'll do it for Hijin though. I've mentioned back then how Maruyama loves using wind effects and his very stretchy smears. You can see it here, just full body action. You love to see it. Cha throwing all the kicks, and of course the smears help a lot, making it smoother. The camera shaking too adds a lot. The purple color on this looks great. I like the timing. Also the slow zoom on Cha with the camera in this guy's hand basically. Then we pick up the speed when Cha turns around with the eye flare. If you compare her fighting style to this guy's fighting style, it's very frantic, more so crazy. I mean, he's not there basically. You can see it here. Well, for me at least, it's very obvious a more younger slash newer gen animator done this cut. It's by Kazuma. The fast-paced perspective change goes crazy. Started from the eye, then rapidly tracks the arm, then he just fucking wielded back that punch. Very energetic with the cubic debris afterwards. Same goes for this cut, and I love the camera just rotates from his POV. This part is still unknown who did it. It could be Tokuda or Takafumi Tori. I don't know yet. But the fast snappy exchange with the camera rotating following them is great. We also sometimes zoom into their faces. And Goto's attack is confirmed by Tori. The impact frames, the simpler shape when Goto is charging to Jin-Woo. He's just a fucking thick ass black line. Tokuda's boards here are nice too. We zoom into Jin-Woo's eyes, that's reflecting Goto. Then we switch to Goto's perspective very smoothly. One last thing that's not on Boru, because
When I was jorking it,
is Choi's fire attack. This could be Kazunori Ozawa. It's very familiar with some of his other cuts. He's also an addict of animating effects, especially explosions. He was basically the main animator for Megumin's explosions in Konosuba. There's so many layers. There's like 4 different colors and different shapes with the streaky lines or the fire bubble thing. It's crazy work from him, and the explosion is amazing too. Very detailed explosion. The Jeju Island raid is starting, and hopefully these next 2 episodes is gonna go crazy. People are saying the last episode is more about the aftermath and revealing more plot related stuff for next season. Basically, there's next episode fight, then the fight after that episode is what most people are waiting for. Same goes for me. I don't know who will do it. Hopefully Takeuchi. We prage. If you guys like this video, leave a like. If you hate it, leave a like. Comment down below what are your thoughts on this episode. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time.